might happen.
Press pre-coverage.
Are we on?
We are live. Hey everyone.
Yes.
So we are rolling through E3 coverage. We're at the last press conference of the day.
Yeah.
You know,
Potentially the best one.
I think it's.
But it's got a pretty high bar to live up to.
I guess it's a Sony press conference.
Yes.
This is. I'm most interested to see this one.
I'm interested to see what I say what Sony can respond to, but what Sony has in store to see if they can put it at the same level as Microsoft did this morning.
I know that it's going to be a long climb to the top, baby.
Well, it shouldn't be that long since we're already there.
Oh, man! You know, I can't say anything. Yeah, so, like, what are you expecting? So, Cameron, you're kind of our Sonyologist.
I'm expecting lots of games. Big things that
How are you going to look at these games, though?
that's interesting. Number one, I know we talked about it off camera beforehand, but as far as the PlayStation Neo is concerned, it will be very strange if PlayStation Neo is not mentioned in some form or fashion at the conference. I know that Andrew House came out and said that it's real, but it will not be at E3. What does that mean? Will the console not be at E3? Will they still talk about some details on it and what its plan is for it? Will they not mention it at all? I think especially with the Xbox and Microsoft announcing the Xbox One S, which is kind of a revamp of the current model, but more so they ended with Project Scorpio and kind of giving the mentality of what they are trying to put in the system. It would be extremely weird, and I think a lot of people are they looked at that and now they're looking at Sony like, all right, Sony, what have you got for us on the hardware front? That's because of anything. What I'm more interested in is hearing what the PlayStation Neo is, what's their game plan, how are they going to attack this, and I'm curious if we hear anything about Neo during the conference tonight.
I don't think we will.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I'm betting that, honestly, right now, it's just, please let this be true. Just constant games.
That's the same strategy that Microsoft used last E3, yeah.
Because, honestly, games make the system. And right now, what are we lacking a lot of on Sony? A lot of first party from their developers.
A lot of first-party developer games, and I think that's something that I was thinking it was going to happen last year, but it didn't. But I'm hoping for this year. A lot of their third-party or a lot of their first-party developers need to go ahead and show the hand, show us the card, show us what we're getting into. You have people like Sony Santa Monica. There have been rumors and some leaks about a potential new God of War with Norse mythology weaved in there. Potentially something like that. There is the one from Sony Bend Studios. There were leaks of the title Dead Don't Ride. If it's leaking like that, then I'm curious if we're going to see something like that as well. But you have also a lot of other games that we are expecting to get. The Last Guardian. I hope not to see No Man's Sky again at the press conference because I know they've pushed it back to August. But, again, knowing Sony, I will not be surprised if we get some type of trailer or something for
I don't think Sony's in the position to skip over a game like that.
No, especially since they put so much into it. I mean, I know they've been more of like helping bankroll to get it over onto the PlayStation, but dude,
I do not want another 5 to 10 minute. Hey, this is No Man's Sky. We're going to give you another in-depth. No, stop, quit, just stop it.
How are they going to show off the PlayStation VR support they're adding?
If No Man's Sky shows up, one thing I would hope to see, and I've talked about it in my post on rocketpunchgo.com, which you can definitely check out, is VR support. I think that a fair amount of the delays have been for that, and that game, honestly, it looks perfect for VR, for PlayStation VR and VR games in general.
People like cockpits. People like being in cockpits in VR, apparently.
But let's jump in, as we have done for all the other shows. Predictions. Let's go down the list. We'll go around the room here. Seth.
It's not going to be as good as Microsoft's.
That's your
That's
prediction.
not a real prediction. Not a real prediction.
Because that's objective.
Wow,
it, yeah.
I was gonna say you're throwing a lot of shade right there.
No, that's a fanboyism. That's not true.
This is the long enduring battle that we want.
It's like I'm afraid that like I do it for fun, right? Like I poke fun for fun, but I'm afraid that like it's coming across as serious. It's
No,
not
this
serious.
is we're totally joking.
We're
love
totally.
like,
I love both.
I love Microsoft. we all love Microsoft. We all love Sony.
I mean, we
play
all
on-
love Microsoft. That's not a question.
I play on all 3 major platforms.
Here you go.
PC, Xbox, PlayStation.
Let me say something real informed. Everyone loves Microsoft. No, not the case. As far, I'll be honest. Like predictions, I think that VR, like this one's kind of VR is going to be a large portion of this.
Okay.
I would say at least 20 minutes will be dedicated to VR.
I wish it wouldn't be.
I agree.
I don't want it to be, but it is because Sony is the principal competitor right now to the Oculus. I mean, the Vive is out there, but at the price point that it's at, it's
high end.
It's in a different world. It's also room scale VR, which is not the same as what we're looking at here. This is the primary competitor. Oculus is out. This is the strategically perfect time to talk about VR.
PlayStation VR is coming out this fall.
20 minutes.
It's 20 minutes. I know they're going to show or talk about something about that. If honestly, I would rather see them say, "Hey, look, here are some new games that are coming out. Maybe a sizzle reel. Maybe even somebody coming in talking about it. Like, hey, this is some of the stuff." You kind of see like a quick trailer. But I like the things of no person with PlayStation VR coming on stage doing all of this.
It's going to be a trailer that has the like the glow thing around their eye, like around their face where the VR headset is. So it's like a hologram of them being like, "Whoa, look how engaged I am." That's what it's going to be. Exactly like that.
Please just keep it to a sizzle reel and let's move on. Bethesda had the best take on that.
20 minutes.
Yep. Well, okay. That's number one. Will, what have you got?
Well, we're obviously going to get details on Destiny.
Okay.
The new expansion. I would like to see some Destiny 2, but we may be a little far out for that.
Okay. So just more details on Destiny.
Yeah.
What is it? Heart of Iron?
Rise of Iron.
Rise of Iron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Honestly, I want to see something from a studio that's owned by Sony that we haven't heard in a long time, since like the PlayStation 3 days. Because they got like 20 of them that have been very quiet. So
they don't have that many studios.
They own like 30-something studios.
First party?
Yeah, I believe
they
so.
might have some second party studios. I don't think they have more. I don't think they have 20. But yeah, that's one big thing that I want to see is some of those studios that have been quiet for a little bit. Like it's been years. Look, come on, just now. What will be cool is if they've been like, hey, we've been working on this for years. Here's our game. It will be out, and do a Fallout 4. Like, it'll be out in a couple of months, or like they're not ballsy enough to do this. It'll be out. It's out now.
I apologize. It's 13.
Okay, yeah.
The only person ballsy enough to do that is Ubisoft with Trials of the Blood Dragon. What about you, Cameron?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking here at lists. I'm trying to think. You know what?
The list isn't here.
Easy one. Final Fantasy VII Remake will be shown here. Like
You'll get another trailer.
That will,
Episode 1.
That is a easy. As I said in my article, if you were a breathing, living human being and you were alive during E3 last year, you heard about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Mm-hmm. That's like one of the big, probably that and the Xbox One backwards compatibility was like the two biggest news items out of the E3 convention. And
what does that say about last year? You can play old games, and we're remaking an old game.
It says sometimes the old things are the best. But I think that it will. They would be foolish not to be like, hey, here. If anything, a trailer or something will be shown.
I got another one. And as much as I hate this, they're going to come out with a Pro Controller to compete with Microsoft.
You think
really?
They come out with a Pro Controller?
Yeah, I hate the idea of a Pro Controller, but I bet you they come out with
And you know
one.
what's going to happen? That Pro Controller's going to have non-horizontally aligned analog sticks, and then I'm gonna say forever that disproportionate analog sticks are the best way to have analog. People for years they're like, no, the DualShock is fine. The DualShock is fine. I'm like, no. Like the left one needs to be a little bit higher. That's how it feels good to me.
You want to know my favorite Pro controller?
What?
The Wii U one.
The Wii U Wavebird is hands down the pinnacle.
I'm not talking the Wavebird. I'm talking like where they have the horizontally aligned upper joysticks. Then you get the Nintendo D-pad.
Oh, you're talking about
I'm talking the Wii U Pro
Wii
controller.
U Pro controller. Okay.
Not the Wavebird. But yeah, the Wii U Pro controller. I'll pull a picture so you can see it.
Anyways, yeah.
But, Pro controller announced. Seth, what's your next one?
Kingdom Hearts 3 will be present. It will be present in a way that is not like, check out this sizzle reel, but it's like going to be like, hey, here's Kingdom Hearts 3. If we have some stupid, dumbass Japanese subtitle that we're going to give it, it's going to have it. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 Rise of the Hearts or whatever the hell they're going to name it. Like whatever this thing's going to be named, they're going to release the name, and they're hopefully going to at least... they're going to put the numbers 2017 on there. That's probably when that game comes out. But that's what I think. Okay, I see what you're talking about there.
Yeah. So they're horizontally aligned, but on the upper axis of the controller.
You say Kingdom Hearts 3 will be present in a release year.
It is time for Kingdom Hearts, and there will be a release year, yes.
Okay. Will, what's your... You got a third one for us here? No?
Give me a moment to think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have another one.
You're going to go ahead...
Big ass gameplay segment of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
That's almost an easy one.
That one really is an easy one, but this is by far the most exciting game. That and Uncharted were the two games that looked most interesting to me on Sony's platform that were exclusive to PlayStation. And this is a game. You think about Microsoft has Gears of War. They have ReCore is also a third-person action game. They've just did, they did Tomb Raider. Like Microsoft has a breadth of third-person action games, and so far is Uncharted. Really, like that was the exclusive one there. I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn is going to be that hopefully less scripted. Like Uncharted is very linear. It's very kind of very linear, and you have some freedom of choice in there. But this is, I hope will be either an open world-esque. I feel like it's going to be an open world game.
Horizon Zero Dawn will be.
It is open world.
Yeah,
okay,
it is open world.
So that's going to be a little bit more along those Watch Dogs lines or something, where it's like you have that freedom to move around. Okay. And that will be exclusive for them. So it's time for some. Yeah. Ready to see more.
They showed us a little tease.
Primal robot smashing
with the Thunderjaw coming in like, which was an awesome fight last year. I remember seeing that. I would actually want to see if we saw an extended segment, whatever the bird is, the like eagle looking thing. Mm-hmm. I would love to see a fight with that because we see how fighting the Thunderjaw plays out. Like how will the bird play out because it's flying in the air, and how are you going to take it down and probably get it down to kill it and wound it. Very similar, like the Wild Witcher 3, the Wild Hunt.
Yeah,
when you had to kill the big griffin.
Yeah,
in some of the first areas of the game.
Cool. Yeah,
it was so fun. The next prediction that I have is going to be a little bit bolder.
Okay.
Well, part of it's a given. The second one's going to be a little bit bolder. Last Guardian will be shown.
Okay. I don't think that's bold. I think that's
the easy part. Here's the bold part. The release date will be announced. It will be released within the next 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
That will be the release date of when it comes out.
Okay.
I think that.
So we'll say in the next 4 months, by the end of September.
By end of September.
End of September. Okay.
Yeah. But that is a game that it's time. 10 years. It's time. They showed a large segment. People have in the press and media have already gotten a chance to play the game. It's time to. Shuhei Yoshida has come out and said, yes, it is time. We are hitting 2016. 2016 is when we're releasing this. 2016. I believe it will be coming out this year, and I do not think it is wise to release that game in the fall, especially out of the games and stuff that we've had already. I feel that that game, as much hype as it is, and it's been super long in development, but that game will get lost in the Call of Duties, in the Battlefield 1s, and the Titanfall 2s.
That game has to succeed. Like, it has to succeed.
Yes. And I think that the July, August, September timeframe is right time. Like, there's somewhat of a lull. You have this really big game from the Shadow of the Colossus and Ico director that everybody loves those games. So I think that is a perfect sweet spot for that game to come out.
I have one even bolder.
Oh, okay.
This is the fourth bonus one.
Okay.
Kojima will announce his new project.
Really?
Kojima will announce his new project.
I mean, he did unveil the body of the character.
We have the logo, we have the body. He may not show any gameplay. This may be in a strictly like Final Fantasy VII was last year, of just like, hey, here's some cinematics and things. But Kojima is at E3. He is talking to people, and I feel like this is the...
He wouldn't come over from Japan for nothing.
Well, I feel like he would come I feel like he would show up to E3 regardless, but he is at a critical point in his new endeavor, and he can announce whatever the hell he wants, whenever the hell he wants, by any means.
That's true.
But I think that now is a great time because the Konami jazz is done. Like, it's behind us. Mm-hmm. We've moved on, and now the only question is, what is he got planned? And we have this person, this skull dude in this spacesuit that looks really cool, that looks great. We need to know, like, what is the name of this project, and what is maybe 2017, 2018, like, what is... I feel like 2018 would probably be more realistic for him, but what's the timeline for that?
So, how many have I given you so far?
You've given me 2.
I'm going to go ahead, and for my third one, besides a Kojima product, we'll see 2 new IPs from Sony.
Ooh,
2 new IPs.
2 new IPs.
All right, now let me ask you this.
That's my shot in the dark.
What constitutes a new IP? Because they can have some coloring, some like... They have... What's this one that's like... You create worlds with clay or something. Dreams.
Well, I think that's more of a tech demo.
That's like a tech demo.
That's a game.
That would be a game that could be like a tech demo to me.
Yeah.
So the way I would see like a new IP is like a new racing game that's not hot garbage.
Okay.
Like the one
you can go ahead and just say a new Gran Turismo game.
Well, no, Gran Turismo is great. I was thinking more of the one that we were supposed to get for free with PlayStation Plus that didn't really pan out.
We're not allowed to talk about Drive Club. That was put in no corner.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
We don't acknowledge the existence of that.
Yeah, I'm talking about like something along those lines where it's a full-on game. Like it may not be blockbuster level. It could be indie to blockbuster in that range. But
nothing like some small little... Like 5-hour, like actually some game with some meat on it.
Yeah, like a real game,
like a Horizon Zero Dawn for this year.
Yeah, something like Horizon Zero Dawn, or what is Guerrilla Games working on after that?
Yeah, well,
yeah, things like that.
Horizon Zero Dawn,
Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
I think Guerrilla actually has multiple studios.
Yeah, so, they have 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah, I think another studio could be working on something else.
I want you to know that this is going to be if it's announced, don't expect to see Seth at the post game because his body will be delivered to the morgue directly. But if there's a Bloodborne 2 announced, my heart will give out. It won't.
Bloodborne 2 Bloodborne was like on people's short list for games of the year. There is no way that Sony is going to sleep on that IP.
Now, but the thing about it that makes this so unlikely is that I cannot remember this gentleman's name, the Souls creator.
They want to work on something other than that style.
He specifically said that Bloodborne will not be getting a sequel. So, however, Tim Schafer also said that Psychonauts will not be getting a sequel. So
Hidetaka Miyazaki?
Yes, Miyazaki.
Miyazaki-san?
So, well, I mean, to be fair, there was a lot of time in between Psychonauts.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, if you come back and you're just like, if these guys, if they got some puffy eyes and Seth's not here, you're like, oh, Bloodborne 2 is coming out, apparently, so...
well, there may not be a post-game show if that's the case, because we'll have to help escort you.
And I'm going to be real with you. In all honesty, I hope that Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts 3 gets announced.
That game, they've been sitting on that game for so long.
We can just come back to the post-show and just have a 2-hour conversation about the lore of Kingdom Hearts. That's really all I want to do. You see, the Keyblade War.
So, funny thing.
Xehanort.
Funny thing, though, rumor is right now at Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
No,
There's not even a rumor. That actually has been announced.
Oh, okay.
Trailers have been shown for that.
Okay,
that is
I
coming.
had just seen like little.
That's coming to
snippets.
PlayStation 4. It's very similar to 2.5. It's got a compilation of some of the games.
Only in Japan.
Actually, 2 of the games are new. I've never heard of them before.
What I don't know.
We'll have to talk.
I would. They probably exist already, but
Yeah, they're probably like Japan only releases, and they're bundling them all to get them over in the States and make some extra coin.
My third prediction. I'm going to go. I'm trusting Sony, and I'm putting a lot of trust in them on this. They will speak of PlayStation Neo in some fashion. Whether it's a quick, like a whisper, like, hey, PlayStation Neo exists, it's confirmed, we will talk more about it at Tokyo Game Show. They will mention it sometime during their conference. They have to. They have to.
Because if they don't, we'll be right back here talking about it.
We will.
You'll
You will
find
definitely,
out.
if you see this like grim look on my face, just like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, oh well, wow, they didn't talk about it.
To be fair, though, they don't need to. If they can hit like big game after big game after big game for like 90 minutes, they could. Then you don't need a new console.
Like, I don't think it necessarily. If they have the games, I don't think it's necessarily going to hurt them with fans. But I think that a lot of people right now are looking. Microsoft announced good hardware. They really, literally, the Xbox One Slim that was the front of Microsoft's press conference. It was literally like teaser trailer, boom, into games. And then Project Scorpio at the tail end, which was just a big long dev teaser trailer. Yeah. But I think that a lot of people are looking now at Sony to see if something is mentioned about their new hardware that's coming up. Something.
We have 1 minute until the press event starts.
I'm gonna give you your bonus one.
Okay.
I'm gonna toss it in here, and for fans of Kind of Funny, they're with me on this one. PlayStation users will be able to change their PSN names.
No,
they will be able to.
We're done. And with that, enjoy the show.
And on that bombshell.